Hey guys, welcome back to Puzzles with Mariana. Today is the day, so let's get ready. For the competition I got a personalized t-shirt and a tote bag. The t-shirt has the logo on the front and in the back there's a QR code for the YouTube channel. I also added a YouTube and Instagram logo so people know I have a profile on both platforms. I also got a tote bag and embroidered the logo on it, plus I painted very carefully the inside of the letters. But this bag was actually my second attempt. The first, well, it was a disaster. I used regular paper as a stencil and because of the ink, the paper got wet and stuck to the fabric. Plus some of the ink bled underneath the paper. I tried removing the paper with water, but that removed part of the ink too. To make things worse, I used a board made of fibers on the inside, so the ink wouldn't go to the other side of the bag. Well, those fibers also got stuck to the fabric. It was a mess. On the second bag, you only have the stitching and some bits of paint inside, but no biggie. Since this will be the first Portuguese National Championship, I decided to pick 3 puzzles in hopes of trading them with other puzzlers. I chose the Chromadapt 3D Jigsaw, a 500-piece puzzle from Blue Opal, an Australian brand. It's not personally a memorable puzzle, but it could bring some joy to someone else. I also got this one to trade. With this puzzle I have a hate-love relationship. It's really hard. Last night I did it again to practice. I managed to separate the 2 tonalities of green, but somehow I did a worse time than previously, so I got mad and elected it for trading. The last puzzle I decided to take with me is from Clementoni, from their Mordillo collection. It is also a 500-piece puzzle. It's a great and fun puzzle to make. So yeah, that's it, let's go! The competition is happening in Paredes, a city in the district of Porto, and this is the building where the competition is happening, and the inside is big. There are benches on the sides and the tables are already in their place. On top is the registration table, and there is also a table with different puzzles as they are part of a raffle competition. As I arrived I got a gift bag and the kids competition was happening. To kill some time, me and my parents decided to go for a walk and see what Paredes had to offer. We walked around and saw the city's train station. Afterwards we found an old building called Palacete de Granja, which is currently being used as a house of culture from Paredes. There we saw a few artist paintings. I'll show you some of them in this blog. I'm not an art expert or enthusiast, so I can't really give you a great in-depth description or opinion on what I saw, but most of them were pretty. I have to say the last 3 paintings in this video were my favorite ones. I would love to see them in puzzle shape. After having lunch, we went back to the building where the competition was happening, and I started to find my table. I was number 24, which meant I was in the middle and on the second row of tables. Near the tables there was also an 18,000-piece puzzle where everyone could take part. So remember last week's puzzle? And as far as I know, this puzzle was not used in any competition. Yeah, so this happened.
2, 1, boa sorte a todos.
My first reaction was to show it to my parents, and soon enough my first mistake. For some reason I decided to empty the bag inside the box instead of the table like I always do, and my head just decided to take small amounts of pieces little by little. I honestly don't know why I did this, and you can see on a video my mother recorded my expression at the end of turning all the pieces. It's great! The strategy here was similar to the ones I did last week with with some extra mistakes and one small change. As I was looking for pieces of a certain object, what I was also doing was if I found pieces from other recognizable objects, I would create tiny piles. So when I was doing the house, for example, most of the pieces would already be there, meaning I would lose less time searching for those. One of the things I was excited about in this competition was the chance to get a new free puzzle. So when I saw the box, I was actually kinda sad about it, but I brushed that aside and replaced that with I've done this puzzle, so I better do good. As I was doing the different objects in the image, I had to put them in the right place, and that's where I made my second mistake. If you look closely to the top right side, those are my edge pieces. And while dragging the islands of pieces around, I managed to mix the edge pieces with the regular ones. Later, I made it worse, and in the end I had to waste time separating those again. My third mistake came when joining the two halves of the puzzle. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's a mistake per se or if it's just a consequence of my strategy. The only way I can think to mitigate this would have been to put together both sides before they were literally halves of the puzzle. I had trouble uniting such a big section, and in the end I had to fit pieces back together that I already fitted. Due to me mixing edge pieces with regular ones, I decided to start the edge even though I didn't have all the inside of the image done. Here the strategy was the same too, first pieces with colors, leaving the white ones for last. As I was doing the puzzle, I could sense I was doing something right because one of the jury members was always around my area, and that was sort of an incentive to keep going. But there was one time when I saw the girl next to me drinking water very calmly, and I thought, she had finished the puzzle. But I looked again and no, she was just taking a break, I suppose. I don't think I could do that, honestly. Also, a few people had already finished. The first place was Mariana with a time of 45 minutes and 41 seconds. The second time was Francisco Paredes with 36 minutes and 32 seconds. And the third place was Diana Perosans with 1 hour and 38 seconds. But I finished soon, and regardless of the tiny new mistakes I've made. After writing down my time, the photographer asked if I could lift the puzzle, to which I replied, yes, of course, after all, I've done it at home previously. The puzzle didn't want to collaborate, and I also noticed the piece was missing, that was actually inside the plastic bag, so I took it out, put it in place immediately. So here's the result. I look awful, almost like a very veiny tomato. So now that I'm back home, I can show you what I got from the competition. I now have a very blue and fancy Ravensburger bag and a copy of a puzzle I already had, which is always great. Inside the gift bag I had an apple and a juice that I drank before the trip back home, but I also got a pamphlet about a very famous winery estate, Quinta da Veleda, in the region, and the different activities they provide. There is also a coupon for a free sundae when purchasing a Mac menu at the local McDonald's. I unfortunately just noticed it now that I'm home, and the expiration date is the next day. For the best part, I got a coupon for puzzles on the website Casa do Puzzle, which is one of the places where I buy puzzles. So this is truly amazing, and I can always save a bit more for cool puzzles. And last but not least, a magnet from the Portuguese Puzzle Association. And now allow me to avenge my lack of quality lifting the puzzle at the end of the competition. Thank you for watching, put a like on this video if you enjoyed it, comment on anything you want, and subscribe if you want to see more puzzle videos. Next week, I'll start a new series with mini puzzles.